It's been a long, long time ago, so I don't know if I trust my memory completely or not. But basketball preseason, we were invited to a tournament before our league plays began. And it was an honor to be invited, and no doubt we were invited because the team had been to the state tournament the year before and done well. So, we need to be ready a little bit early. Basketball drills left no doubt that Don Branson was by far the most skilled basketball player out. It's pretty obvious why he'd been on the first team the year before, and you could well imagine him playing well enough to be selected on the All-State team. He could hit that basket from about any angle with a mid-range shot. In those days, there was no three-point shot count, and very seldom did anybody ever shoot further than from the top of the free throw circle. But his favorite trick was to fake that shot, and if the guard made a move, drive around him, and if the lane was open, go clear in and lay the ball up. He wasn't quite as talented on being able to go left-handed or right-handed as Leonard Miles had been way back there years before when we were kids playing. But he was older and quicker. Strong boy. Well, it's one thing to be good. It's another thing to think you're so good that you shouldn't really be playing with these other guys. And I, probably should have been more aware, and probably should have had some sit-down sessions and spent more time talking and trying to build team chemistry. I was always on his back about pass the ball. It didn't make any difference when we started playing games. It didn't make any difference how heavily he was guarded. He would attempt to do it all himself. Even if a teammate was wide open, where if you just dish it off, we didn't use the term dish then, you just pass it off, the other fellow would have an easy layup. And I can understand that Donnie probably thought that he could do better with a shot under pressure than the other guy would with no pressure. But that's not how basketball works. You've got to have teamwork. Well, when I'd get after him, he would agree, yeah, coach, okay. But word agreement, never agreement in deed, in operation. He was a ball hog. Well, in small schools, there's a heck of a difference in the ability level total of your first team and your second team. And the day came when we were practicing the press. Incidentally, in that tournament, we had a pretty good game, and we were in the game pretty well, but at the end, the other team beat us, but I don't know, enough that you couldn't say it was really close. And now we're practicing the press at home, just regular practice. And, there was enough difference in the ability of the first and second team that when the first team would score and the second team would take it out of bounds, I tell you, it was a miracle if the second team ever got to the middle of the court and crossed over into their offensive end, because the first team was just eating them alive. Well, that's what I wanted them to do. And it never occurred to me that Donnie's mouth and his attitude that he might be making fun of individuals on the second team. And I can't say that he was, but I'd bet money on it, because Leroy Slater was a very stable young man. All I really know is that all of a sudden, Leroy threw the ball in and stepped into the court, and he hit Don full in the face, knocked him down, broke his nose, blood everywhere. I don't know, coward I suppose, scared I suppose. I said the first thing that came to my mind. I don't know what you guys saw, but I saw an elbow. And I'm not sure anybody really saw what happened other than myself and the two boys. because surprisingly, either out of team loyalty or they just didn't really see and took my word for it, there was no other story went out, and there was no big hoorah over it, except that, oh boy, everybody's so sad, the fans, that we were going to have to play without Donnie for a while. I was sad too. Well, miracle of miracles. First thing you know, we've got teamwork. And we started winning. You know, it was before the day of those plastic face shields like Hamilton and others have worn when they've had broken noses or other face structural damage. And I don't know how long Donnie was out, but quite a while. And we started winning. I'm not saying we won every game, but we started winning. I guess you just never know how the ball's going to bounce. As far as making our season, Donnie's injury may have been the most important event of the season. That's weird.